The tank remains the most recognizable symbol of ground warfare, a heavily armored vehicle built to combine firepower, protection, and mobility in one package. Its thick steel plating deflects small arms fire and shrapnel, while its main gun can destroy fortified positions or other armored vehicles from a distance. Tracks instead of wheels let it move across mud, sand, and rubble that would stop a normal vehicle cold. Since their first appearance in the First World War, tanks have evolved from slow, unreliable machines into fast, computer-guided platforms capable of firing accurately while moving at speed. Armored personnel carrier. Unlike the tank, this vehicle isn't built to lead an assault, but to protect the soldiers riding inside it. Its armor is lighter, focused on stopping bullets and small fragments rather than heavy shells, which keeps it quicker and more fuel efficient. Troops climb in through rear doors, shielded from gunfire, until they reach the point where they need to get out and fight on foot. Many modern militaries rely on these vehicles to move infantry safely through contested areas without exposing them to the same risks as walking convoys. Infantry Fighting Vehicle. This one sits in the space between a personnel carrier and a tank, carrying troops while also giving them the firepower to support an attack rather than just survive one. It's typically armed with a cannon or heavy machine gun, sometimes paired with anti-tank missiles mounted on the hull. Soldiers can fire from firing ports or dismount to fight alongside the vehicle once it reaches the objective. Its dual role as both transport and combat support makes it one of the more versatile vehicles on a modern battlefield. Self-propelled artillery. Traditional artillery pieces have to be towed and set up before they can fire, but this vehicle mounts its gun directly onto a mobile chassis. That means it can move into position, fire a barrage, and relocate before the enemy can pinpoint its location and return fire. Large calibers allow it to strike targets from miles away, well beyond the range of most direct combat. Because speed and mobility matter as much as firepower here, these vehicles are often built on tracked platforms similar to tanks. Mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicle. Known widely by its acronym MRAP, this vehicle was designed specifically in response to roadside bombs and ambush tactics seen in more recent conflicts. Its distinctive V-shaped hull deflects the force of an explosion outward and downward instead of straight up into the crew compartment. Sitting higher off the ground than most vehicles, it puts extra distance between the occupants and any blast beneath it. Its rise in popularity came largely from urban and asymmetric warfare, where the biggest threat often comes from hidden explosives rather than open combat. Amphibious assault vehicle. Built to move troops from ship to shore, this vehicle can travel through open water before transitioning onto land without missing a beat. Propellers or water jets push it across waves, while tracks or wheels take over once it reaches solid ground. Its hull is sealed and buoyant, allowing it to float despite carrying substantial armor and personnel. Naval and marine forces depend on vehicles like this to launch beach landings and coastal operations directly from offshore vessels. Reconnaissance vehicle. Speed and stealth define this type more than armor or firepower ever could. Lightly armored and often wheeled rather than tracked, it can move quickly across varied terrain to scout enemy positions and gather intelligence before a larger force commits to an area. Some versions carry advanced sensors, cameras, and communication systems that relay real-time information back to command. Its job isn't to fight the enemy directly, but to see them first, giving commanders the advantage of knowing what lies ahead. Anti-aircraft vehicle. As air power became a growing threat on the battlefield, ground forces needed a way to strike back at targets overhead. This vehicle mounts radar-guided guns or missile systems capable of tracking and engaging aircraft, drones, or incoming missiles. Its turret can rotate and elevate rapidly, following fast-moving targets that ground troops alone could never hope to hit. Positioned near valuable assets like troop columns or command centers, it acts as a mobile shield against attacks from above. Military bridge-laying vehicle. Not every obstacle on a battlefield can be driven around, and rivers or destroyed roads can stop an advance entirely. This vehicle carries a folded metal bridge on its chassis, capable of unfolding and laying it across a gap in a matter of minutes. Once the bridge is in place, Tanks and other heavy vehicles can cross safely without waiting for engineers to build a permanent structure. Its presence in a convoy often determines how quickly an entire unit can keep moving through difficult terrain. Military truck. Behind every operation, there's a constant need to move supplies, fuel, ammunition, and personnel across long distances, and that job falls to the military truck. Built tougher than civilian equivalents, these vehicles handle rough roads and harsh conditions while hauling significant weight. Some are simple cargo carriers, while others are outfitted to tow artillery or serve as mobile repair stations. Without this steady logistical backbone, even the most advanced combat vehicles would eventually run out of fuel and ammunition to keep fighting. If this breakdown helped you understand military vehicles better, subscribe for more in-depth explainers.